He's a man of the backcountry wild. He's a man with a backcountry style. Searching for treasure yet untold, up and down the creeks for his gold. And it's mine or bust, mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does. Just like the gold rushers of old, who live and died for their gold. With picks, packs, shovels, rifles in hand, up and down the creeks of the backcountry land. It's mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does.
Last time on Miner or Bust, Josh and I headed out to do a little fishing, which turned into a good time and a great day. Then it was time to head back to the claim for a long stay and begin to open up a new site. The area is over 300 feet of old river face to sample where the old gold rushers had left off. Dropping holes, we found the old false bedrock layer all across this face. We also took advantage of all the treats the bush has to offer, then relaxed for a good night. Then we spent our morning getting some chores out of the way.
Just trying to make my coffee in the morning is a chore. Nothing better than camp coffee though.
Collecting enough wood to last a while. And then it was time to get back to work in the old sampling site and hunt down these golds.
Well, good morning. Got another block of material here knocked down. Got all the roots cut out of the way. This guy starts getting this opened up, it makes it a little easier. But the front end of this is making me a little worried. There's a lot of silty sand material. Now we're getting in here a little further. You can see a lot more of a gravel layer mix. You tap the gold off. It's all nice dry material. The gold will just pop off in rocks. Yeah, we'll flash up that high banker, we'll clean this out. I want to drop it down as far as I can, get a good look at what's happening here.
Well, my partner finally wakes up and it's time to get back to work.
We got sample site 1, digging in here, just hit a false bedrock of clay. See, they got this trench dug all the way along this bench, all the river material. What they did was dig down that false bedrock of clay, which is what I was thinking they did, and they're getting ready to move all this old river. Yeah, it's just loaded with big boulders. all through here. And obviously now we just discovered it's sitting on a compact clay layer of false bedrock. Should be somewhat easy digging. A lot easier than I'm used to. Usually I gotta dig a hole straight down 15 feet to find the false bedrock. But yeah, these guys dug this trench probably 300 feet along this old river bench right to the false bedrock. We're getting ready to mine it, but for some reason they left it behind, and we're gonna pick up where they left off. Well, we're gonna shut her down for a cleanup. It's looking interesting enough. Got the nice hard false bedrock of clay here. Looks like a nice mix just on the bottom with clay, lots of heavy iron stain. So it's looking like a good section of old channel. Still got to dot this whole hillside with sample holes like this and see how this clay layer is acting, if it's dropping or if it changes anywhere further down this old channel or up ahead. Still a lot of work to go yet on this site, but I'm definitely liking the looks of it.
This sample proves some good golds, from fine to some nice flakes. And really, we just gotta look into the old channel. But I'm gonna go ahead and open up another site. I'm sure Josh will be happy to hear the news. The hardest part is opening up a new site, and I have plans to move quickly across this whole face. My prospecting partner is turning out to be a good worker, but I'm sure in his mind he's wishing he was still sitting on that lake. May seem to be a lot of work for a little bit of gold, but it's all about the adventure along the way, improving this ground properly in values to a profitable machine mine one day. The area we're prospecting in was the sideline to the main gold rush. In the 19th century, a prospector in the area named Joseph Hickson found gold along the Fraser River in 1866, which led to this discovery. The last real serious reports in around this area was from the late 1930s. And gold was found throughout the area from a 25-cent to a $25 piece, and golds were around $17 an ounce. The gold throughout this area is proven to be local, and there are some lodge deposits of a very high grade that were discovered. All this work is proving this to be good ground, but I'm sure Josh is only concerned about the hornet's nest above our site. We've been working hard all across this site for days now. A few more samples will let us know what we need to know, and we can move on to another site.
Well, we just finished doing a cleanup off all this overburden topsoil mix, all the top layers in here. Just really starting to get into the nice areas here, and we left all the boulders here on the bottom. We're going to pull all them up next. As you can see, there's a lot nicer of a rusty material. The bigger gold should be down on the bottom of this. Yeah, just a bunch of the smaller flake. Some little coarser pieces in there. Oh, there's lots mixed in with the black sand. So we'll clean up this site, see what's underneath all this material.
There's still plenty of time left in the day. We'll take this sample hole all the way down to the clay. One thing's for sure, gold or not, I sure don't miss the city, and I could spend the rest of my days down across this claim. We shut down for another cleanup, which proves a little better golds once again. But it's time to move for another sample across this old river channel. After a little coffee break. This claim covers a lot of ground, and in its day it had 2 companies across this area. Where we're digging now was owned by a prospector who dug sample holes much like us. Around the corner, another company used a steam dragline which paid in gold, but the dragline didn't fare so well with the large boulders, and it didn't get all the way down to the good gold. I know this mine will pay, but I'm enjoying checking out all the history reports and tracing the steps of the prospectors from the past. I want to enjoy this hunt for golds with my son as well. With every swing of the pick and every shovelful of gravel, I always dream of the day sitting here with an excavator and running a wash plant and shutting it down at the end of the day. But all in time, and everything will pay. Another reason for all the sampling is to know the value in the ground. So one only needs to disturb the forest that holds the true values, and a great mining plan to reclaim the land in behind.
Well, we're just starting to get in to the good part of the old river, or at least where the old timers hadn't disturbed it. De-rocking a big block in here. We're just down on the tips of the boulders that are sitting on that clay layer under here. We're going to get a big chunk out of here, and then we'll go down, roll them boulders off, and scrape the clay, hopefully for some bigger pickers. The material's looking good, a lot of large rock in here, so it should hold some golds. But yeah, see, this one's just about ready to come out, but you gotta be careful. This baby comes out, create a little bit of a landslide. It's these ones up here, fairly solid in there. Some roots are growing around it, hopefully hold it in a little better. Now, there's always hidden dangers. That's just a part of the job. Try to figure out how far you can go and where you should stop. Yeah. See, it could be just one little keystone in there holding all that weight. This whole thing come down on you. I'll tell you, rock that size or bigger on top of your head. certainly gonna ruin your day. There's a nice compact gravel clay mix underneath there. Hopefully there'll be a little piece of gold in there. Feel a lot more vibration. Time to use the pry bar and get back a little bit. Before we get carried away, stick some rocks under there. Get this thing to roll a bit for me. Oh yeah. Not too bad, I could roll that one easy enough. Now when you take a big rock out, like that one, you test this bank. Knock all the loose. Still pretty solid, that's good. Yeah, I'll get the rest of this cleaned up and then flash that high banker up again. See what kind of gold's in here.
These gravel layers are looking a little better, and we're getting back into the original part of the channel.
Tastes the gold, eh?
A few fine, feathered little friends. It's always a treat to see the young in nature. And I'm sure you're watching us and wondering what it is we're up to. We've been working down here hard all week, from slashing the trail to clearing the sites, opening things up for a better look into the old channels and finding some good golds. Sure is great to have my partner down here on this site. I don't think life could get much better. I'm having a few great claims to a good dog and a great partner and an awesome wife that lets me go on all these adventures. Well, we run enough material, so we shut down for another cleanup. These golds are looking a little better, and we really just scratched the surface. Well, the last run turned out pretty good, but there's still enough time left in the day to do another run, so we'll push down to the false bedrocks and see what we come up with.
Well, we managed to hit the hard pan clay layer down there. It just barely got into it. Run into a lot of big rock. It was really a packed material. We managed to pan out some not bad flake. No big nuggets though. But really, we just scratched the surface of this. But yeah, I'm gonna head back to camp because I'm pretty much spent for the day. I'm done with prying boulders apart.
All these samples are turning up some pretty good golds, considering we ain't moving a whole lot of material and the golds are carrying true. But it's time to shut her down for the day and enjoy the rest of the night. It's looking like my partner has worked up a bit of an appetite.
Oh yeah, it's such a tough day of digging. And have some oatmeal thimbleberries here. I'm gonna fill the stomach up. Yeah, it's definitely good. Take advantage of the treats laying around in the bush. You hungry?
Yeah, oh yeah. Starving, doing all that digging. And yeah.
Now we just gotta try to keep Brutus away from our dinner here. We seem to acquire a taste for them thimbleberries. Which is a lot better than him eating them scoop berries all the time. Them things have a laxative effect. Trying to sleep in the shack here with old Brutus. Gassing me out.
Open up the windows and the door.
Old Bruty. Want some trail mix on there?
Trail mix.
Protein. Yep. Yeah, tomorrow we got a big hike. We're gonna hike up through the canyon there. Show Josh here the rest of the claim. Should be interesting for him.
Oh yeah. Sounds like a long hike in though. Two hours. Probably over 2 hours.
We'll be ready for bed by the time we get back.
Probably just lay down on a nice flat rock. Get them a little nap.
I'll fill you up.
It's tasty. Big mush it in.
Some thimbleberries for Broody. There we go.
Nice meal for a day's work.
Get you ready for your hike tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Give me the energy that I need. My little tiny legs. That's it. Probably better when you mash up the raspberries, clean it out with that plain oatmeal taste.
Chocolate oatmeal is good.
Somewhat good. I like it with berries. Sugar. taste it.
You say survive out here?
Yeah. You have enough oatmeal?
Yeah.
See.
You could live out here for a year, you pack in 20 pounds of oatmeal, 20 pounds of flour.
What do you need flour for?
You make biscuits on the fire. You throw in some beetles and grubs, pack it all together and throw it on a stone. It's like the old pioneers.
Hate to be a pioneer.
After a good hearty meal, Josh heads to bed a little early, while I sit back and enjoy the rest of my night. Always my favorite part of the day, waking up in the morning and enjoying the sights and the sounds, thinking of yesterday and the day to come. Well, good morning. Just waiting for my water to boil. Make some coffee this morning. Yeah, nice wet day. Don't look like it's gonna downpour. Just off and on showers. That's okay, it's been so dry lately. You know, the bush really could use a good drink. And then the guy can have a good fire at night time without as much worry. I'm always set up for fire. I always have shovels, axes, Pulaskis, water pump hose. We've got a fire nozzle down here. Yeah, the boy is still sleeping away there. So we'll get coffee going here. Have a good cup of joe and then get on with our day. Today, we're not going to dig any sample holes. We're going to take Josh on a little adventure and show him the rest of this claim. Hopefully, we find a little bit of gold, and I'm sure he'll remember this for the rest of his days. Heading up the river on a little adventure. I just can't help feeling like the prospectors of yesterday. I also brought out a special tool. It's just a simple bucket with a hole cut out of the bottom, fitted with a piece of plexiglass. But it sure gives you a good view into the river. There's also another special surprise waiting for Josh. I've seen it 100 times, but this is new to him to see such a big fish in the river. And it's great to see the salmon coming back. There's been mining in this area for over 100 years, and to see the wildlife, the forests, and the salmon flourishing still through this waterway just goes to show placer mining can be done properly and sustain everything around while still achieving your goals. The struggles in life are much like these salmon. we're all trying to achieve a goal. I have plans to mine in this area, but I've also set goals to do things right and reclaim the lands for the future to enjoy. These salmon have made their way through this valley for thousands of years, and I'll do everything in my power to see this continue. Making our way through the canyon. It's a little tough going, but I'm sure Josh is enjoying every step along the way. It's places like these that make BC such a gorgeous place to be. Feels like you're stepping back into time, and time hasn't begun at all. Stopping along the way only for places of interest. Quickly take a look around for any golds and then quickly pack up and move along. Finding a little fool's gold in the hard rock. It has a trace of gold, but nothing to get too excited about, unlike Josh. Making our way deeper into the claim, and finally we reached one of my magical little spots.
Found a couple small pieces.
Okay.
Well, Josh is having a great time and we're finding some pretty nice golds. And I know what's up around the corner, and there's a great fishing hole for the bears in this area. So this is as far as we're gonna go for today. Sure is great to see all these salmon, and everything is okay. My partner Brutus is deciding to take a nap in the wrong part of the day. But we'll keep an eye out and make sure everything is okay.
Found a nugget.
Okay. Can you pick it up?
Yeah. Oh, found it. It looks like a boot.
Alright. First nugget sniping.
Yeah.
Looking for the right part of the river with the gold path, and then one looks for large boulders. It always seems to pay.
Oh, lucky. That's awesome.
I think someone just got addicted to bedrock sniping, but who can blame them? They don't call it gold fever for nothing.
Not too bad. Little flake, lots of pickers, and some nuggets. That's what's always nice about bedrock sniping. They're pretty limited to smaller spots, but if you pick the right ones, Guy can do quite well for himself. Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Well, it's time for us to pack up and begin the long hike out. It was a great adventure with some great gold, and it was sure nice to see these salmon throughout the pools. If there's one thing I know for sure, then bears aren't going to wait forever for us to leave, so it's definitely time for us to go. Making our way the way we can. I'm sure Josh is getting a little tired, but the thought of the gold still dancing around in his head will keep him in good spirits for the rest of the trip.
It's the gold robber, Brutus. He's robbing all our gold.
Packing up and cleaning up camp. It's time for us to hike out. We say goodbye to our little feathered friends and wish them farewell. Of course, we couldn't help but stop in at Nature's grocery store. Seems like Josh has worked up a bit of an appetite. And of course, Brutus gets right in there.
Saskatoonberry. A little seedy. Not bad though. Got a nice flavor.
Yeah.
After a hard week in the bush of digging and hiking, it's sure good to know where the good berry patches are throughout these woods. Of course, old Brutus is right on your heels, and you need to be quick or Brutus will snack them all up. These blueberries are good enough for the picking, but I prefer the huckleberry, and they're looking really good. You sure can't argue with a handful of these, and they sure are delicious. But I need to get Josh and Brutus out of here, if I can pull them away from these bushes. This week sure turned out to be one great adventure, with all the wildlife around, the salmon running through the water, to the great sampling and the golds we found. Till next time, take care out there.
He's a man of the backcountry wild. He's a man with the backcountry style. Searching for treasure yet untold, up and down the creeks for his gold, and it's mine or bust, mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does. Just like the gold rushers of old, who live and died for their gold, with picks, packs, shovels, rifles in hand, up and down the creeks of the backcountry land. It's mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does.
Found a nugget.
Can you pick it up?
It looks like a boot.
Look at that. First nugget sniping.